Joining me today. Across our district, we share a common goal ensuring that every instructional initiative translates into measurable improvements in teaching and learning. While artificial intelligence is rapidly reshaping education, many secondary mathematics teachers lack structured guidance on how to integrate these tools in ways that truly enhance inquiry-based instruction. This gap matters because without intentional design, technology adoption often stalls at surface level use, failing to impact student outcomes. Our focus today is on a professional learning pathway that addresses this challenge head on. It is built for sustainability, grounded in research, and designed to ensure transfer from training to classroom practice. For leaders like you who prioritize coherence, equity, and evidence of impact, this approach offers a clear roadmap for implementation, evaluation, and long-term success. Together, we'll explore how this pathway aligns with district priorities and supports teachers in creating formative learning experiences for all students. Administrators are tasked with ensuring that instructional initiatives align with district priorities and produce measurable outcomes. This pathway directly supports those goals by embedding AI integration with inquiry-based math instruction, a research-backed approach that strengthens problem solving and conceptual understanding. Rather than introducing technology in isolation, the design emphasizes transfer principles, ensuring teachers apply what they learn in authentic classroom context. This implementation roadmap is structured to minimize risk by leveraging existing PD calendars, coaching models, and compliance protocols. Finally, the pathway addresses equity and coherence by incorporating universal design for learning principles and aligning AI use with curriculum standards so all students benefit from innovative practices without compromising accessibility or rigor. Across the educational landscape, artificial intelligence is rapidly emerging as a transformative force, offering opportunities for personalization, automated feedback, and data-driven instruction. However, secondary math teachers often lack structured guidance on how to integrate AI meaningfully into their practice. This absence of clear framework creates uncertainty and limits the potential of benefits of AI in fostering deeper mathematical understanding. Research underscores the complexity of this challenge. Bergdahl and Zojberg highlight that teachers need professional learning experiences that address both technical competencies and pedagogical shifts to ensure equitable and effective implementation. Without this dual focus, AI risks becoming a novelty rather than a tool for meaningful learning. Similarly, Flavin, Huang, and Morales found that teacher candidates exhibit varied attitudes towards AI, from skeptical to enthusiasm, making confidence building professional development essential. These findings reinforce that successful integration requires more than tool training. It demands a coherent approach that aligns with inquiry-based pedagogy and district priorities. Finally, equity remains a critical concern. We must ensure that AI-enhanced instruction does not widen gaps, but instead supports all learners through inclusive design principles. By grounding our solution in research-based frameworks and focusing on inquiry-driven learning, we aim to transform this gap into an opportunity for innovative and improved student problem solving. Way is intentionally structured to move beyond one-time training towards sustained instructional change. It consists of 4 interconnected phases: foundations, tool exploration, lesson design, and implementation with reflection. Each phase builds on the previous, ensuring teacher progress from conceptual understanding to practical application and continuous improvement. The design is grounded in research-based frameworks that prioritize coherence and transfer. Ultimately, this design equips teachers to confidently integrate AI in ways that deepen mathematical reasoning and align with the district goals for equity and instructional excellence. Phase 1, Foundations of AI and Inquiry-Based Learning, we begin by establishing a shared understanding of AI's role in education and its implications of teaching and learning. This phase introduces key concepts such as ethical considerations, equity issues, and practical applications of AI in the K through 12 settings. Teachers also revisit the principles of inquiry-based learning in mathematics, which emphasize student-driven exploration and problem solving. Activities include an online module and synchronous webinar, supported by discussion forums for peer interaction. These foundational experiences ensure that teachers approach AI integration with clarity and confidence and a strong pedagogical lens. In Phase 2, exploring AI tools for math instruction, teachers have a conceptual foundation. We move into hands-on exploration of AI tools that support mathematical inquiry. This phase focuses on practical engagement, teacher experiment with platforms for data analysis, pattern recognition, and modeling. They also analyze case studies of AI-enhanced lessons to identify best practices and potential challenges. Collaborative critique sessions encourage reflection on how these tools align with inquiry-based pedagogy. By providing a low-risk environment for experimentation, we build teacher confidence and competence before classroom implementation. In this phase, Phase 3, we are using understanding by design principles that create lessons that integrate AI in ways that support specific learning outcomes. Co-design workshops foster collaboration, allowing teachers to share ideas and receive peer feedback. Universal design for learning guidelines are applied to ensure accessibility and inclusivity so all students can benefit from these innovations. This stage is critical for bridging theory and practice, equipping teachers with ready-to-implement lessons that reflect both pedagogical rigor and technological relevance. In Phase 4, implementation and reflection, the final phase focuses on classroom implementation and continuous improvement. Teachers deliver their AI-enhanced lessons with support from coaching cycles, ensuring fidelity and providing real-time feedback. Video-based reflection allows teachers to analyze their practice and student engagement, fostering deeper insights into what works and why. The reflective symposium brings participants together to share experiences, discuss challenges, and plan for sustained integration. This phase closes the loop by reinforcing growth and creating a culture of ongoing innovation, ensuring that professional learning translates into lasting instructional change. It is grounded in well-established instructional and professional learning frameworks that ensure rigor, coherence, and sustainability. First, we draw on understanding by design, which emphasizes backward planning. This guarantees that AI integration is purposeful and aligned with desired learning outcomes rather than being an add-on or distraction. Second, we incorporate universal design for learning principles that ensure accessibility and equity. By providing multiple means of engagement, representation, and expression, we create inclusive learning experiences that benefit all students, regardless of ability or background. Third, we leverage Kolb's experiential learning cycle, which structures teacher learning as an iterative process. Experience, reflect, conceptualize, and apply. This cycle is critical for helping teachers internalize new practices and adopt them into their unique classroom context. Finally, we embed communities of practice principles to foster collaboration and sustained growth. Research by Ling shows that COPs are essential for professional development, particularly in online and blended environments. By creating spaces for teachers to share resources, reflect, and co-create solutions, we ensure that learning extends beyond initial sessions and becomes part of a district's culture of continuous improvement. Together, these frameworks provide a strong foundation for our pathway, ensuring that it is research-informed, practical, and aligned with district priorities for equity, transfer, and long-term impact. For administrators is ensuring that professional learning translates into actual classroom practice. Research consistently shows that without intentional transfer strategies, Even the most innovative training fails to produce meaningful change. Our pathway addresses this by embedding transfer principles at every stage. First, we prioritize active, job-embedded learning. Teachers don't just hear about AI, they apply it in lesson design and classroom implementation, supported by coaching and peer feedback. This hands-on approach ensures that new skills are contextualized within their daily practice. Second, we align the learning experience with district curriculum, pacing, and assessment expectations. By integrating AI-enhanced inquiry tasks into existing units, we reduce friction and make adoption practical rather than burdensome. Third, we incorporate ongoing reflection cycles using classroom artifacts and student evidence. Teachers analyze what worked, what didn't, and why, building confidence and competence over time. These reflection points also provide administrators with tangible indicators of progress, reinforcing accountability and impact. In short, transfer isn't left to chance. It's designed into the pathway through structured supports, aligned with district priorities, and continuous feedback loops. This ensures that professional learning investments lead to measurable improvements in teaching and student outcomes. Here we bring together two critical elements: how we plan to roll out the pathway and what success will look like from a district perspective. The implementation plan spans approximately 12 to 16 weeks, structured into 4 phases that align with existing professional development calendars. This phased approach minimizes disruption and ensures coherence with district priorities. Key supports include coaching cycles, PLC integration, and guaranteed access to approved AI tools, all while maintaining compliance with data privacy and security standards. Clear communication is essential for success. Administrators will play a vital role in coordinating logistics such as scheduling, substitute coverage, and technology readiness. These steps ensure that teachers can fully engage in the learning experience without operational barriers. On the impact side, we define success through measurable indicators. For teacher practice, we expect to see an increase in AI integrated inquiry based lessons implemented with fidelity. For students, the anticipated outcomes include improved mathematical reasoning, deeper engagement, and equitable access to innovative learning experiences. Evaluation will be rigorous and transparent, using observation rubrics, student work analysis, and progress dashboards to monitor both leading and lagging indicators. These metrics provide a clear line of sight to district goals and demonstrate the return on investment in professional learning. Ultimately, this plan is designed not only to implement a new initiative, but to create sustainable change that improves teaching and learning across the district. Are the pillars that ensure this initiative delivers measurable impact and endures beyond the initial rollout. For evaluation, we use a dual approach: leading indicators and lagging indicators. Leading indicators, such as teacher participation, coaching touchpoints, and lesson artifacts, provide early signals of engagement and fidelity. Lagging indicators, such as student performance, are reasoning tasks, engagement metrics, and equity measures demonstrate long-term outcomes aligned with district goals. Our data strategy is rigorous and transparent. We will employ observation rubrics, analyze student work samples, and use dashboards to monitor progress over time. These tools allow administrators to see both the breadth and depth of implementation, ensuring accountability and actionable insight. Equally important is sustainability. Research shows that professional learning initiatives often fail when ongoing support is absent. To address this, we embed communities of practice to foster collaboration and share problem solving. Teachers will have access to micro-credentials and mentoring opportunities, reinforcing growth and recognition. We also plan refresh cycles for AI tools and updated exemplars to keep content relevant. Finally, integration into PLC agendas and district coaching models ensures that these practices become part of the district culture, not a one-time event. In short, this strategy ensures that professional learning is not only impactful, but sustainable, creating lasting improvement in teaching and learning across the district. Potential risks, and anticipating these challenges is essential for successful implementation. One significant risk is the variability in teacher readiness. Teachers enter professional learning with different levels of comfort and experience with AI and inquiry-based pedagogy. Research by Flavin, Huang, and Morales in 2025 show that teachers' attitudes towards AI vary widely, which can impact adoption. To address this, the pathway includes differentiated supports such as foundational modules, coaching cycles, and peer mentoring to ensure all teachers, regardless of starting point, can progress toward meaningful integration. Another risk involves tool churn and policy changes. Technology evolves rapidly, and districts often face vendor changes and updates to data privacy and compliance policies. Bergdahl and Sojberg emphasize that sustainable AI integration requires adaptability. Our mitigation strategy is to maintain a vendor-agnostic design and focus on pedagogical principles rather than tool-specific features. This approach allows substitutions without disrupting instructional goals, supported by regular compliance reviews to align with district and state requirements. Finally, time constraints remain a common barrier to professional learning. Guske's model of teacher change reminds us that sustained engagement is critical for transfer. To mitigate this, the pathway integrates learning into existing PD structures and PLC agendas, reducing the need for additional sessions. Embedding professional learning into familiar routines minimizes disruption while maintaining the depth and duration required for meaningful change, consistent with Desmos's core features of effective PD. By proactively addressing these risks, the plan strengthens the likelihood of successful implementation and long-term impact. These mitigation strategies reflect best practices in professional learning design and align with district priorities for efficiency, compliance, and teacher support. As we conclude, the next steps are clear and actionable. To move this initiative forward, we are requesting approval to launch a pilot cohort of secondary mathematics teachers in the upcoming semester. This pilot will allow us to validate the pathway, gather the data, and refine the approach before scaling district-wide. Specifically, we ask for 3 commitments. Scheduling. Secure a PD calendar slot for Phase 1 activities within the next 30 days. Resource allocation. Confirm coaching assignments and ensure access to district-approved AI tools. Baseline metrics. Establish initial data collection protocols for teacher readiness and student performance by the start of the pilot. Our timeline checkpoint is 90 days from today, at which point we will provide an implementation progress report and preliminary impact data. This checkpoint ensures transparency and allows for informed decisions about scaling the program. By taking these steps now, we position our district as a leader in innovative, equitable, and research-based instruction. Together, we can transform professional learning into measurable improvements in teaching and student outcomes. Joining me today. If you have any questions or would like to further seek information, you can contact me, Lacey Moore, at lkm038@shsu.edu, or you can find me on the web at More Modern Education.